Welcome back everybody to another Divi theme tutorial. My name is Alex. In this video we're going to talk about vertically aligning items in a row. And this will work anywhere on Divi, on any elements, but I typically see this a lot on header elements. Like this one where maybe you have your logo and your menu and you have a button, but the button sits higher than the menu. It's not centered vertically like this element is. There's much fewer space, or much less space I should say, on the top than there is on the bottom. And sometimes people will try to use margins to get this to shrink down, but that's not quite as reliable just based on different screen sizes and things. So here's a quick way that you can do that just with 3 lines of CSS. So we're going to open the row settings, we're going to go to advanced, and we're going to go to custom CSS, and then module elements, and we're going to come down to the main element, and we're going to do display flex. By default, display flex, the native flex direction is row, but I like to explicitly state this. A lot of times people will just put display flex because it will do row by default, but I like to explicitly state things just because it makes it easier to debug later. You know exactly what's happening. And then we're going to do align items, center. And you'll see our free estimate button just popped down to the middle when I put that in there. Now one thing we're going to want to do, and let me show you why, we're going to want to do some overrides on mobile and tablet, because when we go to like tablet view, or I'm sorry, mobile view, you'll see everything's still in a row. And if this is your desired output, then that's fine. But something that I like to do is, I'll go back to my row settings, design, advanced CSS, and let me shrink this down just a little bit so you can kind of see it next to it here. Custom CSS, module elements, we'll turn on our responsive options. And I like to do this on the tablet view because the mobile will inherit it anyway. We're going to do display flex. And then for the flex direction, instead of row, we're going to do column, which is the normal functionality that you would expect, right? The second column slides into the first. But when I'm doing a header, I actually like to do column reverse. And what that will do is on tablet and then also mobile, because the mobile will inherit the tablet ones if it's not explicitly set, it's reversing the order of the columns, because this code directly impacts the children elements underneath it. And since we're talking about rows, the children elements underneath that is the columns. And so the columns get reversed. And then so what we can do on mobile and tablet on this button, actually I would probably do this anyway even on desktop, I'll center align it. And this is a little bit beyond the scope of what I meant for this tutorial, but while we're here, this is just something I like to do. We'll set it to 100, and then you can customize this and probably get rid of the rounded corners on mobile and tablet. But see, you'll see on desktop everything's in a nice neat row. There's equal spacing on the top and bottom. And then on mobile and tablet, that button slides up to the top. And then I'd probably put a little spacing in here on the logo, but you get the idea. But this will work on any elements. So like if we're on just the normal page content here, we could do the same thing. Row settings, advanced, custom CSS, module elements, display flex, flex direction row, align items, center. And you'll see these 3 items all just align themselves on the same axis on our vertically. They're all aligned. But again, you would want to do some tablet and mobile overrides, because while this first column stacked as normal, you'll see these are still all horizontal, and even on tablet. And this obviously is not a good look. So again, advanced custom CSS, module elements, main element, turn on our responsive options here, and then to achieve the normal flow you would do flex direction column. And then this is what you would normally expect in Divi. Our columns now stack, and even on phone as well. So hopefully you found some value in that. I use this quite a bit in a lot of different designs to get things to line up vertically, and it just makes life easier, and it gives you a little bit more flexibility in your design. So hopefully you found some value in that. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe, and of course share this with another Divi designer who you think may also see value in it. And I will see everybody in the next video.